I think employer brand is a very, very critical element, because your employer brand is the promise that you make to not only the talent you have within the organization right now, but also to the talent that you want to have in the future. And the employer brand goes way beyond just a tagline or a slogan or a catchy name for an organization. It is about what you promise to the organization and do you really live it internally. By the same token, it's also about what you demand from employees as promise. It is very critical, because the employee experience is a critical determinant of success in the war for talent. And to get it right is actually what the difference between success and failure. I would say sustained success and failure. Employer brand is, one would be lying if they said that it's not a function of the sector that they operate in, because different sectors of the industry promise different experience to the employee. I think the key is consistency. I do not believe that certain sectors are inherently more attractive to talent in general than others. It again depends on your aspiration, on one's skills, and a whole variety of other individual factors. So I would say it's a fallacy to say that say manufacturing as a sector is less attractive than IT when it comes to being an employer brand. I think one of the urban myths of employer branding is that it's really about a catchy slogan, or it's really about cosmetics. That's the biggest urban myth. There are organizations which are very staid, very consistent, who successfully attract the right kind of talent and are successfully able to retain them and get the best out of them. That would be the first urban myth. The other urban myth is that employee engagement is a process which is completely divorced from the employer brand. No, it's not. I think the surest way of failing at both employee engagement and getting your employer brand right is to look at them as two separate activities that you're doing. The third urban myth is that employee brand is something which is static. We all know it's not. We live in a VUCA world. Everything about your organization needs to change. What shouldn't change is your core values, which should remain constant. So these would be the three urban myths that around employer branding, I would say. Employer branding is one of those things which, fortunately, I would say, has caught on as a fad. Today, again, because most organizations have felt the heat. Most organizations realize that they need to be attractive to talent, both within and outside. However, getting the employer brand right is not just about getting a slogan or a message right. It's about living that internally, and it's a very systematic, structured process that one needs to follow to get their employer brand right. The first element of it is, of course, crafting a message which is consistent with your business vision. You can't promise to your existing and future talent what you cannot deliver as a business. That would be most critical. The second is to actually, like even with a consumer brand, it's not enough to simply promise something. It's more critical to live it. And in some cases, it is even more critical to undercommit and over-deliver. So what you promise to the employees, are you really living it internally? Do you have systems and processes which are aligned to what you promise as an employee experience to your current and future talent? That's the first bit. The second bit is your culture aligned to what your brand promises as an organization? If it is not aligned, I think as what needs to be seen is a visible commitment towards aligning it. So it is nobody's case, and surely not ours, that you should only promise what what you are currently or what you are able to deliver currently, as long as you are sincere and committing to what to the kind of an employee experience that you offer your current and future talent. And that means the commitment to put your money where your mouth is. You need to invest in getting the right systems and processes in place. So for example, you can't promise to the employee empowerment when your processes and systems are very bureaucratic, or your culture is very bureaucratic. You cannot talk about you cannot talk about accountability if there are not enough checks and balances built into your systems. So those are some of the things that you need to do. You need to look at processes and systems in in a very scientific way, and align them to your brand promise. You need to look at certain elements of your culture which don't fit in with the brand promise, and look at how those can be changed. So if we were to talk about the example we talked about of a hierarchical organization which transformed, we need to do that in a manner which is consistent and in a manner which is scientific. So that would be the second process. The third is, let's also understand that employer brand, or I would say employee value proposition, is a two-way street. It's not only about what the organization promises its employees, it's also about what employees promise the organization in return. Because at the end of the day, the purpose of a powerful employer brand is to elicit loyalty. And when I say loyalty, I put an asterisk next to the term, because it means something very different from what it always used to mean. But essentially it's about eliciting loyalty from employees, and loyalty, like respect, is not something that you can expect unless you are prepared to give it in return.